Okay, good evening. Good evening. I welcome everybody on board to episode 47 of Legacy Hot with Akinropo Akinola. Legacy Hot with Akinropo Akinola. Today we are going live with episode 47. And before now, last week on Fridays, yes, Friday to be precise, I posted a case in point to my social media handles, Facebook and Instagram. The title of the case in point is I Want to Go Out. I want to go out. But before I go into the full detail of that, I'm not really going to go into the full detail because of the time. That's the reason, one of the reasons why I sent this case in point out early enough, so that parents, educators can actually peruse and come today. Then we meet today. We talk about the challenges this particular girl really went through in the hands of her peer pressure, in the hands of her friends, through what we call peer pressure. So, but before I go into that full, into the detail of the bullets of the case in point, let me quickly appreciate everybody who has been part of this meeting in the past, 1 week that we started, the past, January that we started. So it has been awesome engagement so far with experiential learning. A lot of parents, educators have been sending me, kudos, as regards the learning experience so far on this show, Legacy Hot with Parenting with Akinropo. So unfortunately, I am not on Instagram today. One of the devices I could use is not really available, so I'm sticking to Facebook today. A few of the footage is going to be posted on Instagram. So please, if you know someone who is already waiting on Instagram, please call them to join us live on Facebook. So last week's topic was where our values and ethics heading. Where our values and ethics headings. And in that regard, don't forget that at the initial stage of this topic, morality, values and ethics, when I introduced it, before I introduced, a survey had gone ahead. Then part of this survey, a segment of this survey that detailed the reason why this topic came up at all, suggested that the result of the survey suggested that top of the elements that define the existence of our teenagers, whose majority is really Generation Z, is personal success. These guys, they value personal success ahead of faith, family, then relationship. So, personal success. They value personal success ahead of this. So if they value personal success, what is our responsibility as parents? So our responsibility as parents is basically, one of them is to infuse this personal success with right value system. And I did say, without us doing this, the personal success they crave will either, drown them or leave them early. And I remember I said that there are many teenagers, many young youth that we see around today who started well, who started so brilliantly in the area that they function. But at the end of it all, it's either this success, this personal success they crave, leave them early or drown them. So what has taken place? What that has taken place is mistakes that most of us parents make. And one of those mistakes is, we take their giftedness to mean maturity. When we take their giftedness to mean maturity, we are actually setting them up for, a disaster waiting to happen, where actually the parents, educators, and even the teenagers themselves, all of us are sitting on a keg of powder. Dr. Tomilola, you're welcome all the way from UK. Thank you for being a wonderful ally in this sphere, in this assignment. We appreciate you, a great educator over there in the United States of America. So, in the United Kingdom. So sorry about that. Maybe you need to have a kind of extension in the United States of America. So thanks for coming on board. So meaning that the three of us, parents, educators, and the teenagers, that we are sitting on a keg of powder if we don't devise methods to let these guys infuse the values in them for them to grow effectively, so that the personal success they crave will last in their hand. So I remember last week, there's no way I want to talk about this case in point today. And the title of the case in point is I Want to Go Out. It's a case in point of a 12-year-old girl who remained adamant in spite that, despite the fact that the dad said no. Mom is really of a different opinion. Mom was like indifferent. So before I go into that, I want to discuss about how these guys really, like what I discussed last week, let me quickly run over it, how they really view morality, values, and ethics. Then I did say ethics to them are determined by result, meaning that it is good for them to possess very fuzzy morals, and they will explain to you once they don't get caught. And I remember again, I mentioned about the percentage of Nigerian students that sat for WAEC 2017. This is the information I obtained from a National Bureau of Statistics. That wasn't really quite really interesting because I wanted something more elaborate, but I wasn't able to get that. So concerning the result I got from that research from a National Bureau of Statistics, right? So like about 1.5 million naira and 1.5 million Nigerian students sat for WAEC in 2017. Then about 25% of them cheated in that result, in that exam. So meaning that if that was the people that were caught, meaning that it's possible that the candidates that cheated in that exam will be about maybe like 40%. So what that means is when these guys, come out with that result and they passed, after the examination, they passed, and these are the same guys that will still go to university. These are the guys that will still come out of university. These are the guys that are already craving personal success, in any sphere they find themselves. These are the guys that will still be boasting of any personal success they have, but forgetting that they cheated their way through, which I believe that parents that we can do better in channeling them very well. Madam Frances Olisa Ugbonaya, thank you for joining this meeting. So one of them is they think that it is moral, it is ethical to them once they don't get caught. That is none of their business. So once they don't get caught, everything is easy for them. Then the second one is ethics to them are defined or are determined by pleasure or happiness. So I could go to any extent, even at tender age of 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 17, 18. I could go to any extent to do anything once the person I'm doing it with is happy. I've not hurt anybody. Once the person is happy, I'm okay. At 12, I could decide to go and do anything with anyone, right? And I say that it's based upon how it made others to feel around them. For instance, something is judged right or wrong. If, for instance, my boyfriend or girlfriend agrees, it is so. Once that I believe that my conscience agrees, it is so. What is the conscience that we're talking about? And I remember that conscience is not enough to gauge the moral and ethics that adults carry around. Conscience is never enough. Why did I say this? Because what is adjudged to to be right when I was growing up is what I'm going to do. And I remember I started an example of what happened sometimes ago, many years ago in Calabar, right? If Mary Slessor had not come to stop the killing of twins back then we grew up to meet this thing, from generation. I'm sure this thing happened with baby boomers. So generation next X saw that was generation from 1965 to 1979, 1980. They saw that they met it that a twin had to be killed once they're born, meaning that they were evil. That was what we're made to know here. If Mary Slessor had not stopped the killing, it is possible that even at this age, when we see a twin like this, we kill them because it was evil. That was the value, that was the culture that was handed over to us. So if I kill a twins because it is part of what I grew up to be, so it is right, it is ethical, that's my value, it is moral. Nobody, if anybody tells me that it is not moral, I'm likely going to find that person that who told you this is what I grew up to me, I grew up to see. The same way, if I grew up in a particular area where it is right, to be a terror, to bomb a particular place. When I grow up, when I do it within the purview, within the context of my conscience, right? So conscience is built around the value system, is built around the culture that individual lived with. So it is not enough to judge people by their conscience, but it is enough to judge them by the extent to which that conscience affects people. So that's number two, how they determine their own values, their own ethics and morality. Then the third one is to them, to teenagers now, to Generation Z, according to the survey that I carried out, ethics to them are determined by appearance or reputation. Majority of them are being guided by what a set of people believe to be wrong or right. Take, for instance, on social media, Facebook. Those guys are not on Facebook. These guys that we're talking about, the Generation Z, the teenagers, they're not on Facebook. When you go to Snapchat, you go to Twitter, you go to Instagram, those guys are there. So there are some categories, there are some mode of dressing, the mode of behavior, the mode of talking, especially on Twitter, the way they respond to tweets, the way they respond to people. So once the Twitter, agrees those statements to be right, they believe that it is right, regardless of how that thing will hurt the world, how it will hurt many generations to come. So ethics to them are determined by appearance or reputation of who is in charge, who they follow, who is the most influential person on social media. So once those things are being accepted, once people believe that this is right, they think and they believe and they are so sure that it is right. So meaning that any behavior or attitude is accepted by a social media community. If Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram accepts them, so it means that their mode of morality fluctuates within the public opinion. So what social media accepts to be right today, to be ethical today, once they see that it is good, then it is good. Something happened yesterday. May the soul of Mr. Inka Odumakin, a veteran social activist, rest in peace. So some people got to visit the parents, the aged parents. The dad is around 90 years old, maybe the mom around 86, and they went there, to commiserate. And all of a sudden, this old papa broke down in tears, wailing, lamenting. That is one of the parent worst nightmare. That is one of the worst expectations that any parent, could imagine, to bury your children, right? And this man is in the heat of, seeing his full-grown adult. He outlived his full-grown child, right? So, and this man was really crying, and somebody had the audacity to post that online, to post that, for the whole world to see. And a media outfit as well had the right, in its own, to post that. Somebody filmed, and that thing got into the hand of that media outfit, and the media outfit aired that, showing the old man wailing, lamenting at old age, right? So people don't even value anything again. So if you ask whoever that posted that, the next thing they will do is they are doing their job. So to them, doing their job is more preferable to how that thing is viewed, by public. Whether it is Africa or Europe, there are categories, there are set of standards that guides our behavior. This is one of them. We don't do that. You don't do that here in Africa. But because social media accepts it to be right, to be a normal norm in reporting. I am not a journalist, but I know there are some areas, there are some level of standard that is permitted in journalism. And I don't think what this media outfit did, what the person that filmed these incidents did, I don't think it fall, within the acceptable norm in journalism standard. I don't think so. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. So to them, that is one of the challenges that we are facing in this part of the world, because a teenager believes that whatever I do, once social media approves of it, then it's okay, right? So that is exactly what, I just tried to compress what I discussed last week. So today, concerning the case in point that I sent out, this is a case of a 12-year-old daughter of this family, right? So she told her parents that she needed to go see a movie. Why did she want to do this, or why does she want to do this? Because this thing has been quite, she's been requesting for it, and she sees that most of her friends, for several times have gone to see movies before, and their parents never, stop them from going. She's 12. She believes that she's grown up enough to go see the movie that she wants to see. The dad said no, but the mom is indifferent. The mom felt that the girl should be given a kind of level of degree of freedom, because this girl is not going to be with us forever. So I partly believe what the mom is saying, and at the same time, I will not in any way discard the hard posture of the dad. The dad said no, mom is indifferent. Mom is of the opinion that this girl should be given a kind of level of freedom, right? Now, what happened thereafter? The dad believed that something happened. The dad felt that before you go see a movie, let us go and see that movie first, so that we know what is happening in that movie, whether it's the movie that you want to see, or whether you have even seen this movie before, because some of these teenagers have not seen this movie before. Somebody just told them this movie is nice, and the movie is Titanic. But at the end of it all, I don't know how many of us saw this case in point that I posted. You can still make use of this case in point in any area that we want to, train our children. We can use it for curriculum, to build curriculum and to build content around whatever you want to teach the teenagers, whether as school owners and as parents. It's still going to be there on my, it's still there on my Facebook account. And I posted it there. Just click the link, download it. It's a real case in point that everybody can actually work on, right? So it was not discovered that some of our friends that had gone to see a movie, they lied to their parents, right? They lied to their parents that this is the content of the movie they want to see. So the same way, it's not of place that this girl as well also lied to her parents. So some of them, when their parents insisted that they go see these movies together, they say no, because they don't want the parents to know the content. So at the end of it all, the parents said no, that this girl, you are not going to see the movie, because they discovered that it was not really Titanic that she wants to go see, but another movie she wants to go see. Meaning that they rejected, and the mom agreed that we can't possibly allow this girl to go see this movie. Now, where is the problem? If you ask me, right, if you ask me, at age 12, if you ask me, I still believe that a child, a girl, or whether a girl or a boy from age 12 should, if you ask me that, should we allow our girl from age 12 or 10, to go see any particular movie, I won't really say yes or no, depending on how you have nurtured these children. That's why I tell people that before you begin to talk about enforcement, before you begin to talk about, freedom, I think what is most paramount, I believe what is most paramount for us parents to do, for us educators to do, is empowerment first. Empowerment first. And empowerment starts with us parents. What do we teach these children when they were, under us, from age 1, 2, 3, 4? I always believe that it is not our right in a way to tell them the kind of movie to see, the kind of music to listen to, the kind of content to watch, on their YouTube. We don't teach them on what to do. We teach them on how to think right. We teach them on how to think. That is one of the challenges many of us parents go through. We invest so much in trying to tell them what to do and what not to do, the kind of movie to watch, but we fail to teach them on how to think, on how to look inward, how to look out for the content. We are so caught in that web of indecision. We're so caught up in web of indecision when a music comes out. How do we teach our children the kind of music they listen to? When we begin to tell them not to listen to a particular song, I believe that we have not really done a really excellent job, in trying to build right value system in them. So be that as it may, I've gone through the case in point again. We too can go through that case in point and come up with certain solutions. So having done that, this is what I have come about. I have come about that before we allow them to do certain things. Let us go through the filters, because I'm rounding off with this topic today. The series we started 3 weeks ago. I'm rounding it off, and that is why this case in point, I would love everybody to still go through it. A lot of things happen to this generation, and I'm going to explain to us. First of all, what drives this generation Z we must do. This generation is epic generation. If you want to write that, we can write that. This generation is epic generation. Epic as in EPIC. They are epic generation. Experiential, they are experiential, they are image driven. Before image driven, they want to be, they are participatory. Place, I'm trying to write, I've broken down the word epic into behavioral steps. Then C, connected. So these guys, the generation Z, they are epic generation. So parents, we must know who we are dealing with. These are pandemic population. They are pandemic population. So they are pandemic population. When we call them, the great philosophers that actually brought this out for them, that coined this word for them, experiential, because they want something that will always really engage them all the time. And that's why they will long to see movie. They want to go see movies because they want something that will always engage them. They want something that will always challenge their thinking. They don't want something that will make them to believe in status quo. They don't want anything that will make them, that will confine them to a particular set of belief system that parents, that teachers, that school owners, that educators are actually giving them and confined them to. They don't want anything that will box them to a corner. They want something that is constantly, that will constantly, be challenging the belief system. So that is why they will always query almost everything that we tell them. They will query. When they query many things that we tell them, they are not really doing that in a way to really attack us or to look at us, in a condescending manner. No, but they want to know. That's when they are experiential. Then they are participatory. They want to participate in who they become. It is not enough for us parents to tell them that you need to do this. You need to grow up with the value of love, integrity, dignity, hard work, all those things. They want to be participatory. That's why I believe that if we allow students to own their education, if you allow them to own their education, everything will be all right. They would like it. And I remember I put something up on Facebook, on my Twitter handle last week, that students participate and they drive change in anything they help create. They like anything they help create. That is when they are participatory. Students like something they help create. They support everything they help create. We can write those things down, because the reason why I'm doing this is giving them right value system is so key because of the personal success they crave. We can write those things down. They help or they support what they help create. They are participatory. Students support what they help create. So how about helping them to own their education? So when they support what they help create, then the next thing is, how about us helping them to own their education? That is because they are participatory. Then image driven. Why do they always want to go to see movies? Why are they so much addicted to social media? Have we ever asked ourselves, ever wondered that when you see them in the middle of the night, it is about they have their devices, and we don't like it. When they wake up in the morning, it's about their device. When they come back from school, it's about their device. Why do we think this happens? Because they are image driven. Don't forget, epic generation. They are epic generation. The first one is experiential, because they want something that will constantly engage them. The second one is participatory, because students support what they help create. So the next question is, how about us helping them or supporting them to own their education? Right? That's the third one. So the third one is image driven. They like something, they like image, they like pictures. Why is this happening? Because they believe that thousands of words, millions of words could be stored in an image. And that's why they could draw something. But when they draw all those things, everything is sticked into their brain. That is this generation for you. Then the last one, connected. They want to be connected. They want to be connected. They want to be connected. But yet, they are still disconnected with the real world. They want to be connected, but nevertheless, they are still disconnected from the real world. Time will not permit me. I will have dissected again. Why do we think the children of today, teenagers of today, who are mostly Generation Z, will really prefer to go see a movie than be in the class? It is not because they are lazy. It is not because they have misplaced priority. it is not because they have a kind of misplaced priority. There is a science to their decision to go see a movie than be in the class, to go see a movie than be in a meeting, than be in a gathering, to go see a movie than be in a seminar. I've seen many parents, schools, they've spoken about this, that when you bring somebody to them to come and talk to them, they will not listen. But when you bring an actor or an actress, to come out, or a singer, to come and sing, or, to present the kind of movie to them, why do they watch it? There is a science to the effect why they watch movie, why they go see movie, why they prefer to go see movie than to be in the class or to pay attention, to listen raptly, to a seminar. But the time will not permit me to do that. So let's just stick to this area now. So don't forget, the reason why they want to always they want to own their own value system, the reason why they always want to define, their own ethics, what is ethical, what is moral to them, and what is value to them, is because they are epic generation, they're experiential, they're participatory, image-driven, and connected, but yet disconnected. So what do we now do? So one of the many issues that happened to this lady is because this is the era of intelligence age. They are so intelligent. This generation is more intelligent than any generations that is beyond them, that is before them. So the exposure may override their moral boundaries. Because they are intelligent, the exposure, the intelligence, the intellectual capacity may override the boundaries of the moral that parents set for them. And this is a major problem for us adults too. If adults could find it difficult, because they are intelligent, to listen to us the same way, to listen to others the same way teenagers are so intelligent, and they find it difficult to always want to listen to their parents. So now, because talent to them is all they want, gift to them is all they care about. But don't forget, talent and gifts can't be compared to maturity. And this is where many of us parents have missed it. Talents to them is all what they want. Gift is all what they want. But we can't compare the gift and talents to maturity. And that's why I said gifted is different from maturity. And that is what they believe they do. So strong intellects will make them rationalize any decision to make it feel ethical. Strong intellects. Look at that thing that happened to the person that filmed the old man wailing about the loss of his old son, old adult, going to 60, if not 60 yet, right? Somebody felt that he can do this, she can do that because of the strong intellects. They think that they can rationalize any decision to make it feel ethical. That is why a teenager will insist he or she wants to go and see a movie. They believe that they are intellectual enough, they are intelligent enough to know what is right or wrong. But guess what? What is right or wrong is not about the definition, the predetermined definition we have given them that was handed over to us, but on the basis of what they have decided that right or wrong to me, which I actually dissected last week. So going for today, the question is, how do we guide this girl? Because if we have, maybe you are watching this webinar now, the live session now, and you have a child or you have a teenager who consistently has been asking you, let me go and see a movie, or let me go on a night, a sleepover. The teenagers, they do it. My daughter has requested for that before, a sleepover request from their parents. What must parents do? How can parents, educators, how can we guide these guys, even when they make a request, they want to go see a movie, or they want to go and have a kind of sleepover with their children, with their friends. So, when we look at this area, a lot of philosophers, a lot of psychologists, they've come about many approaches, on how values can be built in our children. They've given us many, like the utilitarian approach, the right approach, the fairness approach, the common good approach, and the virtue approach. You know, when you look at all this, because this is one of the beauty of researching into many areas, you will always understand that many of these approaches, or any of these approaches, may not actually work for the children that we have given birth now on account of their own intelligence. Let me say that again. As many approaches on how we can build values in our children are bound on internet, but I want to let us know that not many of these approaches would really work for them because of their intelligence, because of their intellect, because of their exposure, because they are epic generation, experiential, participatory, image-driven, connected but still disconnected from the real world. So the question is, what do we do? Through this survey, I have about 8 filters for them to decide the kind of movie they can go to watch when they want to go and have a kind of sleepover request from us. You know, they want to have a sleepover, with their friends, or they want to go out, whether in the afternoon. I had these 7 filters, but because of this time, I'm going to talk about 3 or 4 of them. Okay, let me just add it to 4. Because of the weight of morality, we need to filter them. We need to teach them on how to filter their request, how to filter their behavior. The first step of these 4 filters is, number 1, keep the future in mind, not just today. We must raise them with the knowledge to keep the future in mind, not just today. But guess what? Because majority of them I've seen, I interact with them daily. My children interact with them. The 2 of them are Generation Z, they are teenagers. I interact with them, I interact with their friends. Then I send survey out to see how these guys behave across Nigeria, right? Most of the things they do, they want it now. They think of today. We should let them know, whatever decision they want to make in their life, how about the future? How is this decision going to affect their future? Whatever they post online, would they be happy if whatever they post online, if what they posted online today, how would they feel like in the next 10 years if they begin to see those things again? These are the things we need to tell them. Then the second one is, keep just in mind, not just pleasure. How justified is your decision? How justified is your movie that you want to go and see? Remember, from the case in point, all of these girls that wanted to go see movie, they only used a particular title of a movie as a decoy. Titanic. But at the back of her mind, she had another movie to go see. Until her dad, came in to really prod it further, that what is this movie that you wanted to go and watch? Do you want to go and watch? That was how the dad got to know, because the same lie the other friends had told their parents before. They told their parents they wanted to go and see a particular movie that is adjudged to be morally upright, but when they eventually went, it was that movie they went to see. The third one, how honorable is this? Is it about the now gain, or it is just honorable for you to go see? Many of us parents, we don't really know when our children, both girls, boy and girl, when they ask us that, why is it so difficult, or what is in it, if I keep my virginity? This is where this thing comes to play. What is gain in losing my virginity? After all, this is the person I want to marry. This is the person I know and I've been with this guy for a few times. I believe that this guy can't really disappoint me. This boy can't disappoint me. This girl can't disappoint me. It's because they think about the gain. Remember, one of the ways they determine their value system is because once my decision or my act does not hurt my boyfriend or my girlfriend or anyone around me, they think it is right, but it is not right. When they do that, it's because of the gain, not because it is honorable for them to do or not to do. Then the fourth one, is it about others or about me? Is it about others or about me? One of the ways I have discussed with my with my children to really guide themselves, to guide their heart with all due diligence, because out of it flows the issue of life, is simple. I made them to understand that many of wrong decisions I made while I was at their age, from age 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, the resultant consequences, both intended and unintended consequences that I carry, that I am experiencing because of those decisions, they too are part of the ones bearing the brunt of that decision. This is what I've made my children to understand. Let me say that again. A lot of things concerning this particular number 4, that is it about others or about me? So if it is about me, I could take any decision. I made them to understand that a lot of decisions I took when I was at their age, because I thought the world was one about me alone. I didn't think of the future. I didn't think about others. I didn't think about the person I'm going to marry. I didn't think about my neighbors. I didn't think about the children that I'm going to bring up to this world. So I made them to understand that this decision that I took at teenage years, the consequences of those decisions I took, both intended and unintended consequences, right now, my children are bearing the brunt of those consequences. Then the question I asked them is, how about you fixing it right at your age now? When I told them about this, they were amazed. They were amazed. And I didn't just say this now. I said this to them before they got to teenage years. I've spoken about my challenges in life to them right from when they were 4, 5, 6. That was about 10 years ago, 9, 10, 11 years ago. I discussed with them that some of the decisions that I took while I was growing, while I was a teenager, they are part of the generations that are bearing the brunt now. They were not part of it. They didn't take that decision. I took that decision. But see who is bearing that, who is part of the brunt. Who is part of the generation bearing the brunt now? They are part. Then the question is, what do you want to do different about your generation, about the person you're going to marry, about your children, about your neighbor, about your world, about the society, about the state, about the country, about the world? These are the things we must let them know. Let us always allow them to know how we lived our own life. We may have lived our life recklessly while we were growing up. We may have lived, and let them know the consequences of those reckless life that we lived. Many of us parents are hiding all our past experiences. I want to let you know that that is not a perfect strategy. It is not a perfect strategy. We are talking about morality. We are talking about value. We are talking about ethical. We are talking about it. So if we really want to let them choose the right value system, the right ethics to live with, you parents, you teachers, you school owners, you every adult that is around the child, how have you lived your life in time past? I'm not talking about the time of repentance. I'm not talking about the now, because you know better. But during your period, the period of unknowing, how did you live your life? And let them know the consequences that you suffered as a result of those lifestyle you lived. that is when they will listen to you, and that's where they will be able to connect. Don't forget, they are epic generation, experiential. They want something that will engage them. Participatory, they support what they help create, and that's why I say that. How about us, supporting them to own their own education? Then they're image driven. That's why they want to go see movie. That's why you see them on social media. This is their generation. They are image driven, image and picture driven. Then the fourth one, which is connected. They always want to connect, but yet they're disconnected from the real world. So today we've come to the end of the episode, values, ethics, and morality. So I want to thank everybody who has been part of this. So I want to appreciate everybody. Please, in the next 24 hours, I'm going to take this video off my Facebook. It's going to, on my YouTube. It's going to be warehoused on my YouTube. So please, you have every opportunity to still watch it now, because it is so rich, and I want everybody to take the advantage of this, especially about the case in point. Why did this girl insist she wants to go see this movie? There are many reasons to that. A lot of these reasons I've explained here, and I believe that we can all make use of this. So I want to thank everybody who has come on board today. I want to thank you. I do not take your time for granted. The resources, everything that you have put in to support this episode. This is episode 47. I thank you for always come on board. By next week, I'm coming with another interesting topic that will help our teenagers, because I believe that this is the period that we should talk about them, because in the next 2-3 months, these guys are leaving secondary school. What will become of them when they leave? They are going to the world they don't know. They are going to an unfamiliar terrain, and we need to get them prepared ahead of time, because what they crave is personal success. When somebody craves personal success without the right value system, the success will either crumble the person, or the success leave the person early in life. This is one of the challenges some of us have gone through, and we don't want our children to go through through those challenges. Even if they have to go through those challenges, the challenges should be minimized, because they've learned from us. So thank you. God bless you. If there is any question, please post in the question. After now, I will respond to them. I need to release some people who had been part of this from 4 o'clock. I need to release them to go back to their work. Some are going, for school runs to pick their children. So thank you, Mommy Odili. Thank you, Auntie Gift Godfrey. Thank you, Mr. Olajide Olabi. Thanks for watching. Pastor Deli Ojo. Thanks for watching. Mr. Shegwani Baba, thank you, sir, for watching. Mrs. Funke Akintoye Akinlodoye, thanks for watching. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Ajumobi Fumi Koka, thanks for watching. Alaja Nofisat Buki Adebayo, thanks for watching. Madam Ifenla Jedida Olignide, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. Demantics Nigeria, thanks for watching. Abundance Ayodele, thanks for watching. Mr. Eyitayo Oyepiton, thank you for watching. A great educator, Madam Ezine Doris Adelaja, thank you. Madam Frances Olisa Ogbonaya, once again, thanks for watching. Dr. Tomilola Oyekunle, I appreciate everybody who has come on board today. Please, we can share this to as many parents that we think will need this. Next week we come with another topic. Please don't forget, hook up with me on Ovation International Television on our TV tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday. Legacy Hot with Akinroko is live. If you know anyone that is in UK, they should watch out for, by 8:30 p.m. on Saturday on Ben TV. Legacy Hot with Akinroko is on Ben TV every Saturday. The people in UK and part of Europe on Ben TV, 8:30 p.m. on Saturday. Thank you.